Hello and welcome to another episode of UK Crime Caught on Camera. In this programme, we're looking at armed response. Police put themselves in dangerous situations every day in order to protect the public. But what happens when they are faced with the most deadly threat to their own lives? When they are called out to terrifying reports of gunmen firing shots at someone's house? When they're hunting down armed murder suspects and having to apprehend dangerous criminals who have little respect for human life? Coming up, we look at some of the incidents armed response units have been called to. We visit the Midlands, where reports have come in of a shotgun being fired in a residential street, and to Cornwall, where armed police get a shock when a murder suspect falls through a loft during a house raid. Two shotgun-toting night poachers also find themselves on the other end of the gun when armed police catch up with them on Christmas Eve. Next, we're in Surrey, where two suspected pheasant poachers being tracked by local police are in for a Christmas Day surprise. A man was spotted sneaking through the woods carrying a large sack. But it wasn't Father Christmas running late to deliver a final present. And no, that's not an elf with him, but another man carrying a firearm.
Behind trees, but they are slowly moving their way along the eastern side of White Lane, southbound towards Titsey Hill. Just for information, they are sort of hunkered down, appear to be doing something on the floor. I thought it was removing or trying to hide the weapon, but he's still got it in his hands. It's definitely a long rifle with a scope on the top. And they are about to come out on the lane, probably about 40 metres ahead of you on the offside. Yeah, MPAS coming up on your offside in 3, 2, 1.
Guided by police helicopters, this was the moment armed response officers caught up with the two festive poachers.
Lie down on the floor in front of the car. Do it now. Do it now.
FC to TFC, 2 miles point. Yes, I've been watching that. That's good work. Is the rifle back in the woods?
With perfect teamwork, they tracked and detained the men in an armed stop when officers seized an air rifle and a bag of dead pheasants. To Devon next, where armed response officers are hunting down a murder suspect who they reckon is hiding nearby. Police believe he has killed someone and injured 4 others with a tactical combat knife that he had taken on a night out and hidden in a bush. Armed officers tracked the suspect to a house where they were told he was hiding in the loft. The police body-worn footage shows what happened next. The video captured the moment the loft hatch opened abruptly, with the suspect falling out onto the landing before he was swiftly arrested. In an interview, the defendant told police that he had acted in self-defence because he had been punched, and said lots of people piled on top of him. He told the court he'd been unaware of the damage he had caused, or that a knife could inflict such injuries. He was jailed for a minimum of 28 years. Next we go to Birmingham, where a man opened fire with a shotgun before being sniffed out by a police dog, where he was found hiding in a bush. CCTV shows the gunman firing the deadly weapon on a residential street one evening at around 10 p.m. Security cameras captured the shooter running away from the scene, but a police dog sniffs out the gunman, who is found cowering in a bush. Body cam footage shows armed police and a dog handler telling the armed assailant to get on the ground as he emerges from the bushes with his hands up. The shotgun was found dumped in the undergrowth where he was hiding, and a used shell was found in a road shortly after. The gunman was jailed for 9 years and 2 months after pleading guilty to possession of a firearm with the intent to cause fear of violence. Luckily, no one was injured, and no damage was caused as a result of the gun being fired. He was jailed for 9 years and 2 months. Staying in the West Midlands, we go to a horror drive-by shooting that took place in a leafy suburb of Solihull. Here, a gunman is seen firing shots with a sawn-off shotgun at a house which was described as being peppered with bullets when armed police arrived. Video footage showed the armed attacker pulling up in a white van along the street, where property prices averaged around £330,000. As he aims the weapon towards a house, 2 flashes can be seen along with smoke coming from the barrel of the gun. Luckily, no one was hurt. Next we go to a house in London where a man is seen firing shots at police who storm his house searching for drugs. The shocking body cam footage shows a thug standing at the top of the stairs, armed with a baseball bat, before he fired 2 shots from a gun, as cops from the Metropolitan Police's Territorial Support Group raided the property.
Go! Get down! Get down! No, please! Please!
The weapon turned out to be an imitation containing blank rounds. However, the thug was later jailed for 7 years for being part of a drug smuggling gang. Now we go to a computer shop in the West Midlands which has been targeted by a gang of masked men. 2 axe-wielding thugs smash the windows while 2 others head inside brandishing shotguns. One yob is seen blasting the deadly firearm towards a closed door before booting it open and making his way into a back office. 2 of the intruders then make off towards their getaway vehicle while their accomplices continue to trash the store. 2 victims were left wounded, although thankfully the injuries were not fatal. All men have now been jailed for a maximum length of 14 years. And finally, this was a dramatic moment when a gunman was ordered out of a car and detained by armed cops. Police caught up with the violent wanted criminal and arrested him at gunpoint, a few days after he'd opened fire outside a Birmingham nightclub. Here, the thug was caught on CCTV shooting the deadly firearm on a busy street, as revellers can be seen running for cover. He was jailed for 7 years and 2 months. Thanks for watching another episode of UK Crime Caught on Camera. If you're watching us on ShotsTV.com or Freeview, thank you so much for supporting our television coming up. Thanks for watching.